Wonderful. Okay, so we are live now. So thank you so much, Miguel, for joining our piece of puzzle with Yes Exclusive Flowers all the way from Ecuador.
Good morning.
It's very early, yes. So it's early morning, right? It's 9 o'clock for you.
Yes, that's right. Good morning for everyone. Here, just beginning the morning, a new day, sunny day. So let's see what happened. And nice to see you all.
Yes. No, thank you so much for making it work. We actually also here in South Africa, we have a beautiful day.
Yeah.
Yesterday was like so la la, but today it's really.
We are going out of summer now, so we are going into autumn. But it was so hot that we even had ice cream earlier.
Oh,
Yes.
well,
Now, as I said, like now only water for the rest of the session. But yeah, so I think
okay.
generally before maybe we ask you maybe also some questions what we have in our mind about a rose farm in Ecuador and right now with COVID how things are going on. Maybe you want to just explain a little bit first of all about the farm itself, because I think it's not only people that are following us who know about Rosaprima and what you're offering, but maybe just give the scale of your business and what you're doing and what you're growing so that people understand also the content or the context of what you maybe have to say a little bit later on.
Exactly. And when they next time see your roses, then they know exactly where they come from.
Yes, a pleasure, of course. Well, Rosaprima is a really big farm in Ecuador. We actually have 150 hectares now in production. The farm is already 25 years old. We this 2020 we're have an anniversary, uh, 25 years of working and producing 140 varieties. We do only roses, one-head roses. We don't do spray roses. So we specialize mainly in one-head roses and especially on garden roses. So we do David Austins, we do other kind of garden roses. We are the a pioneer of those kind of roses in Ecuador because uh, long ago, 20 years ago, nobody understand that shape, the form that they have. So everybody was talking that those are weird roses, not normal roses. What happened with them? But we really love them. So although that time we were working with that, and now of course they are our key product. In Rosa Prima, we have 1,500 employees. We're a lot of people. Mainly, of course, the people who work on the fields. All our work is handmade, so the classification, the post-harvest, everything is made by hand. That's why we are one of the biggest labor producers, we can say that in Ecuador, because we employee the people that is in that region where our farm is. Almost everybody in that region works for Rosa Prima. So it's a really important farm and industry for the country. By now, at our farm, of course, this situation is really hard for everybody here in Ecuador. But I think that the experience that Rosa Prima has and all the potential that we already have worked before will help us to go through and we'll continue working. We didn't close, so we're still working. We're producing. We are going on around 50% of our capacity currently, but we are sending flowers to all continents. So I think that definitely together with our partners, with our clients like you, we'll go. We can go through all this situation. By other side, I would like you to tell you about Rosa Prima, the history of Rosa Prima. Our owner is an Ecuadorian American person. His name is Roy Johnson. He the farm began just with 4 hectares for the first time. It was before going to flowers, we produced milk in those lands, and after the 4 hectares in 1995, he really decided that he wants to work with feelings, with people, with the feelings of that people. So his effort was focused on giving the best flowers, the beautiful flowers that will last long, that will come on those moments when the people really need some positive thoughts and positive things in their lives. That's when we have a bird, when we have a marriage, or even the sad moments of the life. We always use flowers. That's why we say that we work with feelings. Even in this situation
Beautiful,
current in the
actually,
world, we definitely need to continue using flowers, because this is a little thing that give us positive, give us a good mood, and of
Spirit,
course
yes, yeah.
we should keep
That's
them.
so nice that you are saying this,
Yeah.
because I mean, we spoke about before, like because of our very strict lockdown here in South Africa, we are completely cut off from the entire flower industry all over the world. So even our own farms like struggle. There's no possibility to sell one stem of a flower, and a lot of people really miss the flowers. And that's why we also put out a petition a couple of days ago. And it's interesting what people actually make
They
as
write, like the reason why
Yeah.
they actually sign it. They really say that they miss working with flowers. It brings them happiness and joy to their homes, and
people need flowers.
yes,
One that
particularly in
just flowers.
yeah, in this moment where everything is like uncertain and for a lot of people very dark, and traumatic. I mean, as well, and it just lifts your spirit when you see flowers. I mean,
Happiness.
yes, obviously roses, but I mean, we're just talking about flowers, like generally, like if there are flowers in the home, in the house, if you have them in the garden, wherever, it's just beautiful. And I think it's such a essential element right now, specifically when times are tough.
Yes, absolutely. I agree with that. And we see that in some countries, they are just sending flowers one to each other, to a relative, to a friend, just to give in support, to make them feel good. And it's a little thing that we can do, just buying online, on using WhatsApp, or sending a given order by your phone, and use any delivery system, any delivery system or delivery service that we can find in our cities to send them. And it's a really little thing that that makes the difference. So I really think that it's necessary to continue doing it, to working with feelings of the people. And even more important now, when everybody's stressed, is I don't know, is concerned about the situation, about job, about health, and about everything. Definitely.
Yeah. Go.
Could you share? Yeah, sorry.
No, carry on. You first.
Yes. I would like to ask you also about your company a little bit, and about how everything is going on in South Africa. We are really far away. We're really far away, but of course, this situation that is taking part in all over the world. So it's really interesting for me and for us, of course, to know what's happening there. I will pass this information to our team, to everybody in the company, to see that the people that loves flowers is expecting for them. So we should continue working.
Yeah, no, I mean, definitely. I mean, we are reaching out because right now we are like a lot of people in South Africa are in a very difficult situation, but particularly now the flower industry is not part of an essential service, you know. So right now, because we are in complete lockdown for 5 weeks already,
which means only is really locked down. That means you can only go out of your own house if you go like buy food that you need, and only also like one person, or if you have to buy medical stuff, or have to go to the doctor or whatever. Any other reason is no reason to go out. It's actually like a homey prison. So that's actually how it is.
So, I mean, we are lucky we have a beautiful prison right now, but there are a lot of people who are really very stressed. And I mean, South Africa, generally, the socioeconomic situation is quite different than from maybe other countries. Maybe it's similar a little bit to Ecuador, where there's a lot of people confined in very limited space, you know. So it creates a lot of tension, it creates a lot of difficulties at times. So it is quite tough. And on our side, I mean, as we said, the only thing that we have now been able to do is get a permit, a special permission to trade for funeral flowers. but only local certified farms, and we with some of our preserved products, because other than that we don't get any imports, we don't get any flights in or out, so there is nothing right now, and this goes on definitely until the end of the month. And on tomorrow, actually, there will be the president's address of the nation again, how maybe the steps will be like loosened a little bit like in the coming months to go. But until now, nobody knows what is the reality of how our new reality looks like after lockdown.
Yeah, and flowers, unfortunately, have not been declared as essential, which is sad because a lot of people think it is somehow essential. And also what you said before, like it is essential for people's well-being, you know, it is essential for our health, for our feeling. And there's lots of people, they stay at home alone because they have maybe family somewhere else and they couldn't go before lockdown to stay together. I know from a florist, she was supposed to go to her family, but then she couldn't get a flight there, so she had to stay home alone now. And I mean, it's 4 weeks already alone in your 4 walls. You know,
it's depressing. I mean, it's
for
like
a lot of people,
even if you are the most positive person on the planet, you know, but it is at one point it's quite tough.
Yeah. So yeah, that is the situation
Absolutely.
here, and we really, really, really hope that a little bit of a change will be to lift up that our industry can breathe a bit, because all our, like even our auction, our like the entire wholesale, the entire market has crashed. So this is, I think, is even worse than in a lot of other countries. We're still a little bit, like even in Holland, there's still a little bit going on. People can send, as you say, flowers door to door deliveries, or you can get flowers in food shops. This is all not possible.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah, it's
coming
really
back
hard
to
situation.
Ecuador, because obviously you now said you have 50% capacity, or you're running on 50% capacity, but how has the current situation like changed, maybe also from an operational side of things? Like, I don't know, like you have the need to provide masks or gloves to your people. I don't know, what is the framework maybe of the impact of COVID-19 like on the current business?
Well, for the whole flower industry in Ecuador, it has been really heavy. We are doing around 50% of our capacity because we work with 5 continents. We over 400 customers. So somewhere they are closing up, but in other places they are opening up. Or like in China, they are working normally currently, but in the European countries they are shut down. USA and some of the states are working, some of others are not. So that's a positive thing for us and for our team and the community around our farm. For other farms specialized in one market, maybe only for Russia or maybe only for Europe, it has been really heavy. They had to stop completely for some weeks because they didn't have any possibility to send the product, and they had to stop completely. So the last numbers I reviewed in our association of florists here in Ecuador, I read that around 80% of the industry has been stopped. So it's only just 20-25% of the industry that is running up in a limited capacity, but is still working. Most of the farms are just holding, expecting to see what happens further. But if this will take so long, of course, will be really hard for them to get back into business. In Ecuador, we have a similar situation from what you said. We have a total lockdown. We're working from home when possible, just the essential people going to the farms or to other industries. On the commercial side, only the basic necessities of the people, food, medicines, maybe fuel, is working. Everything else is closed. So it has been for over a month already. From March 16, we began this quarantine, and until now it's going on. We think they will continue by the end of the month at least. So it has been really heavy, especially for people that works in every day, going out to sell something or something like that. So socially and economically is hitting Ecuador very hard. Um, of course, it's a double responsibility for us to continue working and finding ways to selling our products, to showing that we can do that in a very safe and responsible way, giving our people the necessary implements and the gloves and mask and everything and glasses and everything that they need to work safely, and to develop security processes that that have to be implemented in our farms. So we already have been doing that. Everybody entering our farm has to be with a mask, with gloves. We're taking the temperature of all of our people when entering the farm. Also, beside of that, we are doing disinfection of shoes and clothes of the people that is entering the farm before going to job. Of course, they enter with their usual clothes and then go to the lockers and change that clothes. But anyway, in those places where the might be crowded with people, we really need to be sure that everything will be clean, disinfected, and everything. That's just one of the processes that we are implementing. On the fields, of course, we have already people working with masks and gloves and changing them frequently. Also, in the post-harvest, when classifying the flowers, all the people is with the same security, using the gloves and everything, and the mask. Beside of that, as I said, just only the essential people is working on the farm. We are not doing any of our trainings when we had groups of 30 people going into a class, and even when we have we changed the hours of working also, because we all usually gave breakfast for our teams and the lunch also. So it was around 300 people in just one big like restaurant inside the farm, taking breakfast or taking lunch. Right now we changed our working hours so they can get breakfast home, come to work, and after that leave the farm and take the lunch already home, not doing that together with everybody inside the farm.
But it's also
Yes.
logistical. I mean, a logistical effort to change everything around. Wow. Okay.
Yes, definitely. Yes, we of course currently on logistics, especially international logistics, we are having troubles because most of the passenger flights from Europe and from USA to Ecuador has been canceled. So there's just a little quantity of cargo planes that only work with cargo that are coming to Ecuador. So of course there's a possibility to send, but the places, the space is limited. So currently we are shipping for Mother's Day, for example.
What I can see, what I mean, I get from all the cargo companies every single day. We get updates what flights are actually available and what not. But what I can see also that the prices quite high compared to what we paid just before
lockdown. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. It's a even if the oil is going down and we have really the lowest price in history for oil, the freight has increased really high. So the situation is that there's demand of that. That's a positive thing because the people is getting product, and by plane, mainly from Quito, from the capital of Ecuador, we send mainly roses and mainly other kind of flowers. So that's good. The people is still requesting flowers that they feel that they need them, but the spaces on the planes are limited. So that's a difficult that we have currently, especially on this week and next one, because we are shipping for Mother's Day in some European countries, in the countries and the USA. But anyway, of course, we are solving day by day and going up and sending our flowers. And we won't stop. We think that this is a really important thing from our side to support those all 1,500 families that work for us and the community around the farm, and of course for our customers, because I really like the way you presented this channel and this conversation. We are just a piece of a puzzle. That's absolutely right. Without any one of us, this won't work further. So the people that consume our flowers, that use our flowers in their homes. Yeah, yeah, it's absolutely like that. I really agree with that, and I think that every piece, every part of this puzzle, we should work further and support each other to continue working. So that's really nice, and thank you for this time and for this opportunity to conversate about that.
Oh, it's a big pleasure. And it's really, I mean, we do this really from the heart, because we really think, hey, we need a lot of information, because right now everything has stopped. You know, all the florists, they're just sitting at home. All the growers, like in the country, they're just doing their own thing. The flower market is not open. The traders also are just waiting for Ramaphosa to announce that things are going back. But there is no general information from inside, outside. You know, there's no exchange. So that platform now that we have created, we want to use to really also put a face to a company, because now more than ever, I think it's important to know the faces behind the brands and who is actually responsible, who are the people that are moving things forward, who are tirelessly still working for each and everyone who is staying at home or still trying to keep their companies alive. And then on the other hand, it's about like just transparency, you know, and okay, we are all in this together in a way, and it sounds like a slogan, but it's not, because we are in a way all connected to each other, and we are all one big picture, and we are all a little piece of that bigger picture.
We actually see how much we are related on each other, because if something goes on or happens in one area, in like 150 years ago, it was limited to this area. But nowadays, because we are so much connected and rely on each other, it affects all of us. My mom actually the other day said to me, it's unbelievable that it affects the whole world. Yes, it is unbelievable, but it is part of our modern world, because
globalization has its pro and cons. You know, I mean, it's beautiful to be able to talk like just before 10 to someone in Ecuador, you know, so it makes the world very, very small. On the other hand, it's big, but it's not so, it's not so big. It's fragile and it's small, and we are all just one piece, in this whole bigger picture. And I think that is important also for each and everyone to realize, you know, because sometimes in your daily post-COVID life, you thought, yeah, you know what, you're doing your thing and no one is actually noticing, or no one cares, or no one is responsible for other things. And now we see how responsible we are, and that everything that we are doing has an effect on someone else's life or business. And I think that's very important to realize.
Yes, exactly. And also our market, because we decided to open or to have this open channel. First of all, because Alfie is listening to
Gary Vee.
So she was actually listening quite careful, and we thought we have to do something for our industry, because our industry is quite different from a lot of other industries, not very open, very closed, not a lot of information are shared. I just had an hour ago a chat with a farmer, and she said she came from another country years ago, and they had like weekly meetings to talk about what's going on the farms, how they cultivate things, or what they do, what problems they have. And she came to South Africa, and she expected to have the same situation, but everybody was just like, we don't share information, we don't talk. And I think we want to break this through, because we personally believe that only by sharing information we can lift up our industry. We can share information with our people. I mean, if somebody's not interested, they don't have to listen. It's no problem, you know. But if people are interested and they want to know about things, we want to give them a platform. And we are so happy that you are the first one today, actually.
All the way from Ecuador. It actually makes us really happy.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we will have following people like from different angles of our industry, like florist and wedding planner and blogger and a lot of different people. And I think it will be a very colorful mix of people and information.
Yes, and stories, by the end of the day. That's why I want to maybe dig a little bit deeper also to your maybe also personal life. I don't know how, because we know that we are really also confined. Like, do you have kids? Like, do you do homeschooling with them? How's like your personal life right now? Also in the situation.
Well, it's everything at home. Everything is supported by internet. I have two kids. Both of them are studying from home. They are getting Zoom classes or Skype groups, or giving all day the homework from the school. So they are continue working, but from home. I really think that, of course, this technology and the web conference and everything is helping a lot, but they really need to feel that they are not alone, not only with parents at home, but they really need to see their friends and their school community in the window. It's a positive thing. From our side, all the administrative part, all the office, the people that do marketing, the people that do accounting and everything, everybody is working from home. So I'm working from home also. For sales, the sales team is working from home. Both our offices here in Ecuador and our main office in Miami, everybody is also working from home. My wife also. So we are in Ecuador currently allowed to get to use our cars just once a week. So in Quito, we can go out to make purchases and everything just once a week. On other days, we cannot use the cars. All stores are open. That's like always. We have everything. There's no shortage of any product, but of course,
I think that
it
was
takes
the
a lot
biggest
more
fear
time.
of so many people, in the beginning. But I think I'm glad also that they see that purchase and logistics of like just your normal daily items are really like rolling as normal, and that you don't need to hoard toilet paper and stuff.
Yes, at the beginning, everybody was taking toilet paper like everywhere, and just taking everything that they got. They could go 2-3 times a week to purchase everything for 3 weeks ahead. So it was really hard at the beginning, but I think from the second or third week, everything came back to normal. You can find everything at the stores. The only thing is that, of course, it takes a lot more time because the stores are not allowing a lot of people to get inside. You should make a line outside the store. Just 15-20 people, depending of the size of the store. They allow them to get inside using masks and glasses and gloves. And of course, it takes more time than usual to go to the store and just get the product.
It takes much more time when you come home to sanitize actually all the shopping stuff. Then it takes time to do the shopping.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And saying like that, the people is getting into this this new way of living, just cleaning everything that is we are bringing back home and that stuff. And I think that it's important to say that when we using this exchange of information within every piece of a puzzle of the floral industry, of course we can understand that if we every piece, every part of this puzzle will do their part in a secure way, using secure equipment and disinfection and everything. We can really supply with a secure product to our customers. Even the delivery, we can do it in a secure way, closed, fixed boxes. The delivery to homes, it can be made by delivery services that do the same, using the same security items that or processes that we need. Definitely need think that we need to understand that we're
Losing you, maybe.
piece of a puzzle, and then will go.
Can you hear still?
Yes. Well, yes, I'm here.
Okay, yes. Maybe also just as a summarizing question, and I know maybe that's hard, but just from your personal view, what is your vision for the industry, and what do you see maybe that COVID-19 has maybe brought as a positive thing to your company and maybe even to you personally, apart from time?
In a quintessence.
Yes, in a quintessence. And maybe also, what is your outlook on the industry? Like, what from here? Like, how do you go, or everyone in the industry, how do we go from here? And you particularly as Rosaprima.
Well, I must say that, of course, this year has been so far already is clear that will be a really hard year. But I think that this really clarify why all the time before we were working on making teams, not just working everybody in a part, and making processes inside the company, and understanding that we really need to live with that with that I don't know how to say it correctly, but feeling the thing that we do, just giving passion for what we do, not just doing things every day.
Mhm.
Because when doing that consistently, we feel that the people, when comes this, when something hard like now comes, we are really concentrated in giving the best and trying to go over the situation and continue doing it. It's not just oh, it's not working, it's hard, so I'm going out. No, it's just the way to continue, and we feel that from our team and all the people that works in the farm. For Rosaprima this year, of course, it won't be a short situation. We don't think that in a month or maybe in a couple of months it come back to normal. Definitely, it will take a long time. We are really preparing different scenarios, but of course, we are concentrating in doing our best to keep the support for our clients, giving them the best varieties, the good base life, and consistently giving them the best product to just concurrent with the industry. Because if you take the flowers with that effort from the farm, from the logistics, and come to you, they must be the best. There's no way to take 2 times a week, maybe 3 times a week, the same product to replace something else. So it's a higher responsibility than usual. Like Rosaprima, we of course see that the next couple of months will be really hard. We are working from 30% of our capacity a couple of weeks ago, by now going up to 50, and we expect that it will come higher little by little, because we see that countries maybe in Europe, they are going back to normal slowly. Asia is taking flowers again. The USA is working differently in different states, but of course they are still working. So we think that the industry will go up by just little by little. Maybe by autumn, maybe even until winter, we will have again that normal movement that is usual for our industry. On the other side, we see that this time has been challenging, but of course, from challenges, people usually give up good ideas, better ways to work, how to do it in a better way. So I think that every little solution that we're giving for little problems, like cleaning boots or cleaning clothes when the people go in the farm, we see that our people inside the farm just can invent something new and use something that we usually did for cleaning the I don't know, the cars. We can use it for cleaning up everything that is on land and everything like that.
Come up with different, like,
definitely,
innovative
I think
ideas. Yes, I think every
innovative ideas,
crisis,
will
that's
push us
why I
to
also wanted to like flip the coin a little bit, because I think every crisis also has something, has a chance, or is giving a chance to make things better in a way. And I think if everyone is looking at this also from this side, what is it they are doing or taking away from the crisis as a positive aspect? I mean, we can't change COVID-19 is there, so I mean, every one of us just has, like, we have to deal with the situation that we are sitting in. But I think if we have a look at how we are dealing with the situation and what we're taking away, and how we maybe can do things better, even if it's just a small little thing, and we come out from this better in a way, then we have won.
Yeah, exactly. And I also think like it's
Absolutely.
interesting listening to you that your perspective is quite shorter terminated or termed than actually the perspective that we have to come back to whatever kind of normality. What is normal? I mean, there will be a new normal like afterwards, but
Yeah.
because of our industry here, in the most of the cases, is very much event based. So like our country is very well known for international weddings. People come here for destination weddings,
for incentives, on
yeah.
the corporate side, but
Yeah.
it's just really very travel based as
Yes.
well, you know, and we are scared.
Yeah, we are scared, and our clients are scared because the most of our clients actually are event florists. So they working for particular events. We have not such a big culture of flower shops here in South Africa, like what we know from Europe. On each and every corner, you have a flower shop, which is also nice for the industry to see that maybe when things are lifted up or not lifted up, or going easier and normal life, people can actually sell flowers in their shops. But what we have here is actually those people, they do, like those florists, they do events. Their events mostly have to have been postponed already to next year. So that means almost every one of our clients has actually no short-term future
business for this year, because we don't know when we can gather again in larger groups, you know. I mean, obviously normal life, like as a family, will somehow commence and you will be able to go out and maybe go to do your things, but when and how things are normalizing for events and weddings and bigger parties and things like this, still written in the stars right now.
But maybe this is an opportunity for a lot of people to go into different fields. Maybe we have, like in 2 years, we have a lot of flower shops in the country, which I personally would love. Yeah. And people can go there and buy their flowers, and not only in a supermarket get a bunch of what's already ready-made, or we have a different service for funeral services. There is a big funeral culture here actually, and a lot of people use flowers for funerals, but there's not a lot of people they really focus on that. In the most of the cases is done by churches or by people they work for that. But maybe there is a opportunity for people. So as Alfie said, every crisis has also chances, and I already see there's people actually sending comments, and they agree with what we say, and they like what they hear. Thank you so much. So we see this, and we are very happy. Like my final question, I would say, I would be interested, and this is also what a lot of people asking me, and I really do not have an answer for that. Yes. I just have an idea. Do you think the production prices will be stable for, let's say, the next 6, 7, 8 months, or is there a need for increasing the prices to take up with the losses of the last couple of weeks or months?
Maybe even just because you have now new operational procedures, you know, just to make up for that, because it was not there before.
Well, in our case, we are working with our suppliers of equipment and fertilizers and everything to maintain the same production costs. So we don't take the losses of this period when we are working on just on 30 or 50% of our capacity into our prices for the last part of the year. Definitely, we need to support our customers in the way that the prices will be for the people that purchase the flowers. And of course, we cannot do that, and we will be on the market. So I really think that's a good thing from our side, because our company always has a reserve. So when this situation happened, we already have the stock to work completely normally for a really long period, even for a month. Even if the country close up and we won't get anything, no paper, no carton, no cardboard, nothing, we even in that case could work for a long time and continue producing in a normal way, and given the needed chemicals to our plants and everything that we need to do to support the very high quality. On the other side, I would like to say it also, I like what you said, that of course we cannot know when people come back in big groups again, do really big things together, families and marriages and everything. But I really think that if I cannot go personally to meet other people because we cannot join together, the most beautiful thing that I can do is send flowers. So it's like I don't know, it's sending flowers will be I'm there, I'm with you. It's something beautiful that will arrange your will give light to your room or to your place or to everything, even if I cannot be there by myself. So I really think that even after all these changes and the new normal that we will have after this emergency, the flower industry will take part of the life. So I think that we should keep working, keep positive, and continue doing what we do in a clear way, in any way, exchanging information and be part of that puzzle.
Thank you so much, Miguel. I mean, that was a beautiful message now at the end. There's nothing to add. So thank you so much for your time and being with us, and much love from South Africa to Ecuador and to your team.
Thank you.
And we wish you much success and strength. And I think patience is the virtue right now for each and every one of us. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Keep safe.
Very, very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye. Keep safe.